Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the IS-3. It's a Tier 8 Soviet heavy tank. It's located on the south spawn of Abbey, and it's under the command of danijjjel of the Me clan. Now he's carrying the vents, standard vents, improved rammer, and also the optics device. I think that is the optics. The opposite special optics. You can never remember that one, but anyway, that's what he's got, and the game has started. Now I do say that we actually are fairly how shall we say, egalitarian. We don't always have unicums and the like playing on our games on our channel. We sometimes get just ordinary players who want to get their video up on the channel and show what they can do, and so you shouldn't always anticipate that they're going to come out with a huge victory, but they're going to have fun nonetheless. And you can see danijjjel does have 2 marks of excellence already on the barrel of that 122 BL9. At least I think that's the BL9. It can do 390 alpha, 225mm pen with standard ammo. With the premium rounds, 265mm. With the HE, it can do 530 alpha and 68mm pen. Now, of course, the IS-3 is a famous tank. It was a complete departure for tank design because, of course, prior to that, many tanks had very thick armor. And, oh, that was a good snapshot. He did get a pen and a high roll, but he took one in return from the Progetto 46. That was a 90mm. Yes, it was a complete departure because the turret was a cast turret, but it also had a pike nose. And previously, tanks hadn't had a pike nose. And the idea was that the shell would get deflected by the pike, and so it would go off into an angle. It wouldn't hit or penetrate the enemy, or penetrate the tank. The enemy shells would just bounce off. In fact, actually, it's easier to get the enemy to do that if you're pointed directly at them. Of course, most tanks will angle, and the angling actually increases the thickness of the armor. On these tanks with the pike nose, angling doesn't work out so well. It makes it easier to pen them. And it looks like the enemies come down this way in force. But so far, danijjjel's already picked up 1,266 hit points of damage, and he's also blocked 1,380, so he's doing rather well. Now it's got that famous skillet shape like a saucepan. Saw one of these at Tank Fest in 2018. They brought one over from Belgium, and it's actually quite impressive when you get to meet it up front and touch the thing and have a look over. The welds aren't so great, but not as impressive as some of the German tanks. But certainly the tank itself is quite a beast. And you can see why the Allied forces were very impressed when they first saw these in the victory parade in Berlin, because the Soviets brought a whole load of them over to try and frighten the other Allies into what they actually had. I think they must have feared that we would join the Germans and make a move in their direction. Certainly Patton was considering that. And he got a lovely pen, but it's a low roll. But the Arty is certainly having a go at him, and it's a GW Tiger P. Tier 8 game with Tier 8 tanks only. And yes, he's managed to move up now. The BZ-166 is the one that's opposing him. All the other tanks that were there have been wiped out, except for a Jagdtiger 88, who's behind the BZ. He's at the other end. Now, that's the premium Jagdtiger with the 88mm gun. They did fit the 88 into some Jagdtigers because they just didn't have enough of the gun that they usually fit in. And yep, and we got a direct hit there from the Su-14 too, which has tracked us. Again, it just goes to prove, if you're an Arty player, and if you keep getting hit by Arty, you have to move, because if you don't move, you're going to get hit again. Now he's doing a quick turnaround. You can see where that Arty round actually landed. It landed on the front area of the upper plate. So yes, quite nasty. Okay, our team is one up on the enemy, but they actually have the south side of the actual Abbey, the monastery area, and they also have the river roads. So we're now redeploying to go and attack them. There's still those two enemy Arty out there, so we have to be careful. The other three tanks are all mediums. They've got a LIS, a CS-53, and a T-44. Of those, I think the CS-52 LIS is the one I fear the most, because yes, he could cause a lot of problems for us. Well, lucky for us, our Su-14-2 just saw that guy go back to the garage. So very well played by our Su-14-2, our school bus, because yeah, he saved us a lot of trouble. Now the standard reload for this tank is 12.75 seconds. That's the reload time. And you can see here that danijjjel actually has 10.07. So he has reduced it by 2 seconds. Well, nearly 3 actually. Well, close to 3. They designed this tank in April of 1944. They had a prototype by October 1944. And they actually delivered the first 10 by the 25th January 1945. So before the war actually ended, they had them, some of them, already. Well, we missed out on a shot there to get that one. And that's it, the last enemy's been killed, so this battle is now over, and we've won. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was a second-class tanker for danijjjel of ME in the IS-3. He managed to get a shell-proof for blocking more damage than the hit points for his own vehicle, fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points for his own vehicle, but he didn't get any other medals, so his win rate was 3,749, which is Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at team score. Well, despite the fact that he didn't do a huge amount of damage, he actually did get the highest damage in the game. It just wasn't 20% of the enemy hit pool, and that's why he didn't end up with a high caliber. The second highest damage in the game went to the T-44 on the enemy team, 2,588. And the third highest damage, well, that went to the Scorpion G on his own team with 2,390. So it's a fairly balanced game, you could say. Now, when it came to kills, we can see top scorer was the school bus on our team. 3 kills that school bus managed to get. He must have been a good player. 2 kills went to the Scorpion G and the Borsig on our team. And you can see danijjjel only got 1 kill out of that one. But then none of the enemy tankers managed to get more than 1 kill either. So he's in good company. And when it came to base XP, yes, he's got top on that. So he's got top on one column, top on that column as well, and 933 base XP. 766 went to the Scorpion G, 739 to the Type 57. He fired only 10 rounds, but every round hit the target, but only 7 of them actually penetrated. 2,690 hit points of damage, all of it done at close range. 7 hits received from the enemy, only 1 of them actually penetrated. 5 non-penetrations and 4 hits by way of Arty. Yes, splash damage coming in from the Arty. Both of them focused on him to try and give him some trouble, but it didn't work out, well, too badly, because he blocked 1,740 hit points of damage. 2 enemy vehicles spotted, 4 enemy vehicles damaged, 1 killed, and he got 160 hit points of damage assistance. On a premium count, he actually made 18,871 credits from the game. He also got 3,498 experience points as well. So a good game there for danijjjel. It's not a huge game in terms of not lots of medals, but it was a good enough one for danijjjel to send in, because it shows that even every average day player can end up with the highest damage in the game and get the top on 2 columns. And he certainly did on this occasion. Hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like, and thank you for watching.